We start here. The acting Deputy Chief Justice of the country, Madlanga, that's Justice Madlanga rather, will lead a commission of inquiry announced by President Cyril Ramaphosa to look into allegations of political interference and criminality that, according to the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, has basically engulfed the SABC and other wings of law enforcement, perhaps even the judiciary. Madlanga will chair the process as per the announcement made by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Today, he gave an update on plans and the work of the commission, which was launched after that briefing that Mkhwanazi held earlier this month.
The work of the commission has commenced in earnest. To be specific, our first consultation with a witness is imminent. That consultation will help inform what further information the Commission must follow up on. We are mindful of the fact that South Africa is eager to see the first witness in the witness stand. We too are keen to see that happen and are acting with the necessary expedition to see it happen. That said, the fact that Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi made the allegations does not make us ready to start hearing evidence immediately. There must, as I said, first be consultations and assessment of the information we gather, and again, as I said, a follow-up for buttressing the information gathered, should that be necessary.
Well, let's get you more on the work of the Madlanga inquiry. Bring in SABC reporter Zara Groenewald to attend that briefing led by Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga. Zara, good to see you on the Full View. Let's start first then with the readiness of the committee, the Justice and his team rearing to go, it appears. From Justice Madlanga's account today, this team is good and ready to get down to work.
Good evening, and thank you very much, Temekile, and good evening to our viewers. As you correctly pointed out earlier, today was the first time that we were able to really see the commission, and they were able to talk to us as the media. And yes, one of the biggest takeaways that we got from it was that they are ready to begin proceedings. They are ready to hit the ground running. From what we heard today, they're in the midst of securing a building to hold these proceedings. We understand that it will be taking place in Johannesburg, and they have set aside a date, or they are planning to have their first sitting within the process within the month of August.
So as they prepare to do that, Zara, run us through the scope of the powers of the inquiry and the process it will follow in interrogating the allegations that will come before it.
So the commission itself is looking into allegations of corruption within state institutions such as the SABC, the NPA, the State Security Agency, as well as the judiciary itself. And so their mandate set out by the president is simply to go on a fact-finding mission, which includes consultations, calling up witnesses. They don't have any powers in persecuting or prosecuting, anyone that they find throughout the investigations. However, when they call up witnesses, a list of witnesses that they will get from their consultations, if a witness fails to come to the hearing, that then does become a criminal offense, and thereafter prosecutions may go on. They then, from there, will then make recommendations to the president, who will then take action against that. However, something that is important to note is that they do have the power, as set out by the president, during their timeline of the 3 to 6 months process. If they find something throughout their investigations that they feel needs to be flagged right away, they do have the power of making recommendations of various people that they feel need to be suspended in that moment.
And on that then, the issue of timelines becomes crucial, right, Zara? Because this commission is under pressure to deliver, and deliver very quickly.
100%. So the president has set aside two timelines, a timeline of 3 months and a timeline of 6 months, in which intermediate reports should be submitted Today, from the briefing, we understand they are very committed to staying in line within those 2 timelines. However, they did point out that, look, they are ready to start having consultations, but more may come out of this process, and therefore an extension may need to be granted. They said, look, they're not really wanting to go over that 6-month period, but if that's what needs to be done, then they're willing to address that when in due time.
And how well equipped, Zara, is the inquiry? Because one of the things that was said today, for instance, is that there isn't a clear budget yet, so we don't know how much will be spent on the process. How big is the team?
The team is pretty large. They have 3 main members that are sort of the chairpersons of the actual commission themselves. From there, they've got a list of various people with experience within the judiciary itself. As far as the actual timeline and budget, they have said that the budget is given to them via government and via the Department of Justice, and so they aren't really at liberty to say what the budget is currently. We do understand that they themselves are ready to go ahead with the actual process, saying to us as media that their first consultation will be Mkhwanazi himself. From there, they'll gather a list of witnesses and their evidence finding process.
Zara Groenewald, SABC News reporter, thank you very much for that update.